And then you're also trying to pick stuff that people want to watch. And I think that's been an interesting learning for me on Twitch, is, I guess, the reality that some games are more lucrative to stream than others, I will say. And it's not entirely... There's, like, no general rule of thumb. Like, I don't know, certain people can make certain games work, but not everybody can. Like, I think, to one, Tetris Effect, for example. Tetris Effect is a phenomenal game, was reviewed very well, even got Game of the Year at a couple of outlets. I know Giant Bomb named it their Game of the Year. And I would consider myself to be a pretty good Tetris player and a pretty good streamer of Tetris games, but nobody cares about Tetris Effect on Twitch. Like, when that game, if you search for the search results right now on Twitch, it's probably less than 10 people watching. It's not common for there to be 0 people watching Tetris Effect. And it's just a game that people don't want to watch streamed. And even if I'm the best Tetris player in the world, like, there's just not an appetite for that game. So there's, like, no point in streaming that game unless I really want to do it. And I think my motivations are a little more complicated than that. Tetris 99 does get an audience, though. I think that, on average, Tetris 99 does the most views for me, and it's a lot of fun to stream. I enjoy playing it. I would play this game non-stop anyway, so it kind of fits a happy balance for me. But at the same time, it's also, this is a game where people want to watch it played on Twitch. Or, like, even online. Like, I guess it depends. One, it depends on, like, what type of audience you're going for and the size of the audience you're going for. But then, like, also what they're interested in. I think the reality is Twitch, in large part, is men. I think the stat is, like, 80-something% of Twitch viewers are men. Of a particular age, and they have particular interests, and it can be hard to find an audience for certain games and certain types of things, just because of the realities of who uses the platform. And not making excuses here for my own performance or lack thereof, just kind of wrestling with the reality that you can't necessarily just do what you want to do, and that works. It's different to ask someone to check out my blog post at their own time. They can go to their reader. It's only a couple of minutes of commitment whenever I want, versus I'm watching the stream and I have to be here live to experience that thing. Like, that's asking a lot from people. And so just the drop-off and of kind of that audience is way higher, and you need to do a lot more to get people to stick around and watch. Yeah, some of the games that really stood out to me when I was streaming them were... yeah, Tetris Effect was one. Like, I played that for a couple of nights around launch day, and literally 0 people showed up. Like, none. Spider-Man was one, and not to say these are bad games, and not to say that nobody was watching Spider-Man, because, yeah, Spider-Man was a really big single-player game, but that was one where there were so many people streaming it that I just got buried at the bottom, and people weren't checking for me all the way down there at the bottom of the Twitch listings. What other games did not do well? Oh, Anthem was one, and I was streaming that earlier this year. I bought it. I love BioWare, and I had hopes that that game would be better than what it ultimately turned out to be. But the audience for that game was just not there. There was so much toxic discussion about the game, and the audience just wasn't there for that. Nobody tuned into my stream, and sucks for me, but, like, I don't blame people for not wanting to watch Anthem. Because, yeah, in the end, that just wasn't a great game, and it wasn't a great streaming game on top of that. Oh, but maybe there's probably a niche. There's probably a community. I'm pretty sure there is a community of people who are playing Anthem and streaming that game, and probably a couple of people who actually do really well streaming Anthem. It's just not the right fit for me. So what is that fit? I don't know.